Welcome back to Teaching Statistical Thinking. In our last two videos, we've started exploring the relationship between two variables where both of those variables were categorical. We used a mosaic plot as a graphic and a contingency table for our number summaries. Today we'll be moving to the case where we're looking at the relationship between two variables where one of those variables is numeric and the other is categorical. We'll be using side-by-side box plots and number summaries with which you're already familiar. So let's get started. The two variables that I've chosen to explore today is the relationship between audience score, how much the audience liked a movie, which is numeric, by the genre of the movie, and which we'll be looking at for action, comedy, drama, and horror. Recall the box plots plotted the 5-number summary, the max, the 3 quartiles, and the min. So let's go ahead and plot the box plot for each of our genres. The max for the action movies was 93. For comedies was 93. For drama, 91. And for horror, 78. The 75th percentile was 78 for action movies, 71 for comedies, 85 for dramas, and 61 for horror. The 50th percentile was 51 for action, 58 for comedies, 72 for dramas, and 52 for horror. Our 25th percentile was 45 for action, 48 for comedies, 59 for dramas, and 34 for horror. Then finally, our minimum was 32 for action movies, 31 for comedies, 46 for dramas, and 25 for horrors. Now we're ready to draw our boxes. Remember, the box represents the middle 50%, so from the 25th to the 75th. And then our whiskers reach out to the max and the min as long as there's no outliers. So there's our box plots of the audience score by action, comedy, drama, and horror. Now we can start to compare the distributions of these variables of the audience score across the different categories. Which variable has the smallest median? From the box plots, it's easy to see that it's the action, okay, which had a median of 51. Which one had the largest median? It's easy to see that it was drama up there at 72. Which of the boxes had the largest interquartile range? From the box plot, it's easy to see that it's the action movies. It's also easy to see that some of the distributions are more symmetric than others. If we plot the means, okay, the mean of the action was 59. The mean of the comedy was 59. of drama was 72, and of the horrors was 49. We can see that in the action where the data was very asymmetric, that the mean is pulled towards the lower tail, or towards the higher tail, because of this skew. Can you estimate from the box plots which would have the highest standard deviation? Remember that standard deviation is clustering towards the average. It's easy to see that in the action movies, there's much more spread in the middle 50%, and so it's going to have the largest standard deviation. It has a standard deviation of 18 versus 16, 15, and 16 for the other genres. So that concludes our lesson on comparing variables where one is numeric and one is categorical using side-by-side box plots. In the next video, we'll be moving to the case where we've got two variables and both are continuous. We'll be using scatter plots and correlation coefficients. We'll see you then.